The detective's eyes take in everything. His face is inscrutable, though the rate of his respiration is tellingly 0.3 seconds above normal. By all indications, he is uneasy.
Uneasy? Who?
The source of his unease is the little raccoon's imminent departure on a mortal journey, and the survivors of the disaster that befell this city.
All right, Mr. N, that'll do. You seem to have time on your hands. Help me clear this passage.
900 credits an hour plus 2 bananas does not cover this task, Mr. Ashvale.
Shut your mouth, Ben. Go on patrol. As a detective's assistant, your job is to keep an eye on everything when the detective is otherwise occupied.
I received a message that Silverwolf has arrived at Pearlux Tower. Together with Pearl, she'll repair the communication systems across Plain Arcadia. Then, with Gravia's assistance, they'll attempt to reenact the ritual from a millennium ago, folding all of Plain Arcadia back into the canvas. The most extreme measure of protection. How's the situation here? Very good. Go ahead and do your part. As for the rest, leave it to me.
Good news, everyone. The conductor is safe and sound. bird has located them. I am able to share what the conductor is seeing. A moment, please, while I inform them of the situation.
Any progress?
Yes. The conductor says they have locked on to a weak gravitational wave and are decoding it.
Pom-Pom sure is glad that everybody's okay! Conductor! Oh, we missed you too. Pom-Pom received Himiko's message. Repeating it now. The source of Asad Kramad's power is fear. He exploits people's fears to imaginate future possibilities. When another possibility is observed, this apocalypse will be overwritten. And also, each and every one of us nameless is making it to the next stop. This part is the conductor's heartfelt wish.
So, Asat Pramad is a Lord Ravager that observes and imaginates possibilities.
That explains why I could never land a blow on him.
When people saw the Lord Ravager's descent, they were gripped with fear, despair, and everything else that comes with an apocalyptic end. Those very emotions fed this catastrophe and made a possibility become reality.
Himiko said we need to observe another possibility for this apocalypse to be overwritten. Observe another possibility. How do we do that?
Build a crowd, then defeat Asat Pramad in front of them. That's the easiest way. But I'll just create hundreds of clones to hide behind, and no one will be able to lay a finger on him. That's another of his tricks by manipulating possibilities.
So we don't actually have any way of defeating that old dice head.
Who says we're out of options? If we somehow witness all his possibilities, then he would collapse into just one being due to the effect of observation. I will activate the formation plume I've set up all over the Arcadia, then use the vision of the Rainbow Spiritus Kalachakra Sky Plume.
General, do you require my cooperation like during SparksyCon?
Each reading drives the murky future towards a definite outcome, a collapsed quantum state, even if that outcome isn't to one's liking. The Eye of Ishvara would transcend mere sight and permeate throughout this realm. The Kalachakra Sky Plume would predict the future of all beings at tens of billions of instances per second. That's right, Mr. Sunday. I would like you to expand the range of your tuning.
You mean to determine the future of Asat Pramad through observation? But, as I recall, as your observation expands, it will anchor the fate of this world.
Observation is for her to worry about. I want you to become my eyes and look for me. The fate Asat Pramad imaginated is imminent, and there is no path for the future in it. Only Ishvara, only observers with sufficient strength and personal freedom have what it takes to make choices that trace the path to our future. I also need a place with a good vantage point. Something like a towering structure.
How confident are you in this plan succeeding, General?
Even if the chance of success is only a coin toss, once I enter the fray myself, I always treat it as a 100% certainty.
I'll fight by your side too. Even if there is only half a chance of success.
I will do all I can to ensure you two remain connected through tuning.
Then,
Dan Heng, March, and I will clear the passages as soon as possible to ensure the Express can depart.
And myself, Shi, and General Yao Guang will force the collapse of Asat Pramad's clones, granting us a way to his true form.
Thank you, Sunday. Before you boarded the Express, you said that you didn't understand trailblazing. And yet, you have fought alongside us in the most dangerous moments of our journey.
No, Mr. Yang. I should be the one thanking all of you. Before boarding the Express, I was just a traveler looking for answers. You all taught me to trailblaze and walk the stars. To hold fast to the hands of those around me when facing difficulties. It is my honor to be able to provide assistance.
You really look like one of the Nameless now.
Thank you too, General Yao Guang. The Express will meet you as soon as we rescue Himiko.
And that's when we'll defeat Asat Pramod together.
And when we do bring Himiko home, each and every one of us will be accounted for as well.
You still have time. Go and say your goodbyes to your friends before we set off. Meet me at the entrance when you're ready.
The young woman's eyes burn with fiery determination, for the path she is to traverse soon leads straight into the eye of the storm.
Off to save the world again, Nameless? Be sure to return in one piece. I'm staying to help your friends dig out the Express. Go on. I'll take care of everything here.
I knew you were leaving soon. Take care. Don't lose your life.
Wait, no! That doesn't sound... Just forget it. I'm off. See you later.
Why do you look like that? What's happening? Is it bad? The little Furbos and I will be here waiting to hear the story of how you claimed victory over Asat Pramod. Don't forget.
Boss, you absolutely must win! We'll be waiting to shoot your victory cover!
I've already sent out the press release. Just waiting to fill in the time and location of the victory.
Oh, winner, winner! Boss is definitely winning!
Are you ready? Before we set off, there's something I'd like you to keep safe from me. Please, hold on to my strategy pouch. Our future destinies. Open it when you are in need of the hunt. Remember when we were at SparksyCon and you saw the wheel and woe lots hanging over me?
I remember. But you commanded me not to tell you what they said.
I'd like you to keep your eyes on me as much as possible. 30 years ago, I used the Decalite reflection barrier to divine the tides of battle for the Feng Hu. But, in a moment of blind arrogance, I turned my back on what destiny had revealed and dared to wield the Rainbow Spiritus to twist the very threads of causality. But karma was on the way to punish me. That day, I became entangled with the barrier at a single point, left to drift endlessly through time and space. A healer named this unusual condition temporal dislocation. Put simply, there's always a chance that I could suddenly disappear at any moment. If I'm not observed for even a second, I may disappear. I restrain myself with the Nexus Sapientiae, forged by the Yuchue Artisanship Commission. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. We can't afford a single mistake in this operation. You must keep an eye on me always, no matter the fate that I'm anchored to. I had already decided my fate when I set foot in this world. You are only a witness, not the one wielding the blade. Mr. Sunday?
My birds will be keeping an eye on you both.
I'll give you a signal from atop the tower. Let's go. Let's eliminate all of Asat Pramad's possibilities.
Let's have some fun!
I'm afraid you must get past it if you want to reach that tower.
It spotted us! Fret not. I will protect you.
Himiko and another me had a bet on how far he would get. What if we made a bet too? On whether Himiko is living or dead?
Not a mimic? Not interested.
Never fight fate. Because it fights back. Asat Pramad, your elation is just supreme idiocy. That thing over there. What is that?
I've seen it at Star Rail Fest. Likely a device that collects people's wish power.
She has courageously challenged an ancient Leviathan of the Sigurd Age. And her chosen weapon is a standard plain Arcadian ambience prop.
As I said, she is peak entertainment! At last, the long-awaited prelude. Monster versus protagonist.
I'm sick of this guy's trifling gimmicks. Keep it together. Remember our plan.
Trouble keeping up with me. This is my chance.
We're here. Get ready, Sunday.
Careful. Asat Pramod just appeared above you.
Smart of you to lead a Xianzhou general to her death. How honorable and entertaining it would be to challenge the Demon Lord and save the world alone. But yes, 2 is better than 1. Still, I was not expecting a diviner. To think I should have the honor of meeting the divine foresight, Bane of Ventilia. What can she do for you? Reveal your victory odds? Predict your weal and woe? Whatever she divines, I will block its path. What will you do now?
Then I, a diviner that never grants an audience to anyone, will teach you a lesson. Asat Pramod, a general and a diviner have completely different duties. A general breaks formations from behind, and a diviner destroys them from the front. And did you say you will block every path I divine? Sorry, but creating paths where there are none is the expertise of trailblazers. Now, shall I read your fortune? See your myriad possibilities condense until eventually only one remains. Defeat. The rainbow surveys the heavens, perceiving 1,000 forms. Across the meridians of destiny, the Jade Abacus reveals its script. The celestial eye opens and shuts as calamity and fortune reveal themselves.
I see it.
So this insight is what the Eye of the Hunt has to offer?
Good. I see it too. Asat Pramod, your fate is sealed.
What a brilliant reversal! Now, this is the resistance I have been looking for. Exhausting all possibilities. Plotting every scheme. Just hurling everything at me. In short, elation! How unfortunate that this coming perfect apocalypse will not be seen by you, General Yao Guang. I see the rope that tethered your existence here has snapped. I do not believe we will meet again in this lifetime.
I have nothing left to give. Ishvara, please, take Asat Pramod to his fated defeat.
General!
Pity. You were so close. She put her life on the line for you to have this sliver of a chance. Just like Himiko. Don't let their sacrifices come to nothing. You know, protagonist, it's actually heartbreaking that those clones are gone. But she did deliver you here to me. It's time for a veteran navigator to point the way forward for you.
The Phantasmoon Courtyard?
A terrifying enemy is near, but you stand alone, helpless. How often have you been in such a predicament, protagonist? This is how trailblazing expeditions always end, no? As the former navigator myself, I may provide you with some instruction. Just as Akivili instructed me, and I instructed Falcon Amundsen. Perhaps instruction is too formal a word. Young people these days can't stand such formality. How about we make it a bit friendlier? You quiz me instead. Next, you can ask me questions. 8 of them. About me. About Aha. About Akivili. About the future of the cosmos. About you, even. I'll answer anything you ask. Because once 8 questions are done, you're dead. Did you forget? We are the only 2 supplicants with a chance of winning the Phantasmoon Games.
Is this guy actually serious? Yumiko hasn't escaped yet. And there's no news from the Express. I should try to delay him for as long as possible, if we want to have any chance of winning. Why would I believe a Lord Ravager?
Looks like you're not so opposed to my offer either. How about we add a wild card to this boring trivia game then? Give your answers to the die you're holding. Roll the die. If your roll is a critical success, you get to uncover my deepest secret. I will answer every question, even if it works against me. I still answer, but only in half-truths. It shouldn't pose any problem for our protagonist. You can effortlessly distinguish truth from deception. I'll share a candid truth, though it won't necessarily be the whole truth. Did General Yao Guang bind me just now? You should really trust her strength! Besides, it's been a long time since I've just offered myself up to the chessboard of fate. How exciting to have every outcome based on pure probability. And now, let's get started.
What do I ask?
Right now, among infinite possibilities, countless versions of you are asking me endless questions. Not strange at all. Faced with fate and the universe, people have endless questions. It's asking and answering that make us who we are. Don't hold back. Go ahead and ask your most pressing question right now.
Why were so many people calling me Akivili along the way?
lucky. Although the question you asked is difficult to answer. They call you Akivili because not only are you the successor, but at the core level, you are becoming the focus of the path of the Trailblaze. This isn't imitation. It's the path itself responding, naturally, to the absence of its god. You are not them yet, but you are headed in that direction. Even more important is the thing inside you.
A Stellaron.
Do you want to know more? That would be a different question. 7 questions left.
I once met my other self in Amphoreus. Who was that?
Oh, this is a most interesting discovery. Might you also possess the gift of grasping possibility? Unfortunately, even I do not know the answer to that question. It's beyond what I can see and understand at present. To make amends, this question won't count against you. 7 questions left.
Someone said there are 4 paths that will bring the apocalypse to the universe. Destruction, harmony, and nihility. What is the last remaining path?
Your questions would leave even Noose completely stumped. But I will answer them, even though I can only offer my humble opinion. Up to you if you believe me or not. Now, roll the die. You're not rolling well, but that won't stop me from telling you my opinion. The 4th path that will bring about the apocalypse is the preservation. Of course, it doesn't sound logical if the purpose of the preservation is to sustain the existence of the universe itself. So, they probably went a step too far. No, it shouldn't be they, but all of them, rather. All the gods who created and sustained the paths of the universe. They define the boundaries, deciding which will become reality and which will be erased. And within that grand order, woven by the gods, a paradox had long been planted. An unforeseeable ending. One even Noose, the omniscient god, failed to foresee. When every variable is fixed by the path, the unseen and forever unseeable unknown begins to grow quietly at the edge of all rules, fated to become the end. So, what brought the 4th finality was not a specific path, but all paths themselves. It was the gods themselves who, in the name of creation and existence, carved out an inescapable finale with their own hands. You may ask 6 more questions.
As the Lord Ravager aiming to destroy Elation, what are you planning to do to Aha?
Ha! What else would the Lord Ravager aiming to destroy Elation do? Destroy them, of course!
I meant, what exactly is your hatred for them about?
Well, I may have developed some excessive feelings towards Aha. After all, before boarding the Express, the fool's name I used at the tavern was En route. You're pretty lucky. You think I'm going to kill Aha? I've already tried. Everything I do is to save them. Once, Elation was a dutiful and committed god. They scattered the seeds of chance, carving sharp turns of fate across the universe. They even made a reward of their own face, bestowing it upon those who passed their trials, and delighted in goading other gods to join the hunt for the most terrifying, supreme beings. Unfortunately, nothing resists the incineration of time. No matter how long the comedy lasts, all will eventually return to silence. But before the deathly silence, the elation will become something even more terrifying. I saw how truly fatigued they are. The elation is being swallowed by their own endless mirth. They will slide towards an even more terrifying extreme. Not to stop elation, but to drag all things into an eternal, meaningless, and unreasonable farce of chaos. And that will cease to be comedy and become a universe-wide contamination. Upon stepping onto a path and becoming an eon, one is expected to glimpse their own end. Yet the results of paths colliding remain beyond their sight. How do they really feel about exercising the divine authority of elation? Do they suffer with it? Would they fear this ending? I don't know. For humans, the prize of these games lasts for only a fleeting minute. But for an eon, it's a free and blissful reprieve from the shackles of their path. If the disciples of a god cannot bring them deliverance before they fall, do they still deserve to be called disciples? I boarded the Astral Express and traveled to different worlds, searching for their tracks and games. Before they fully succumb to corruption and drag all existence into that unspeakable madness, I will grant them the grandest final curtain. This is the highest form of reverence I can offer them. 5 left now.
I've always been curious. Since the Stellaron Hunters also see possibilities, do you know what they're truly working toward?
Stellaron Hunters. They're just a bunch of power-drunk opportunists that wait by the Eon's chessboard, waiting to catch any falling scraps. They think they've foreseen the future. But in reality, they're merely being led by the nose, by a certain eon's power, chasing an illusory, better ending. As for their goal, humans only pursue these two things: to live or to die for a reason. 4 questions left. Keep going.
About the Stellaron inside of me. How much do you know?
Interesting. Allow me to attempt to answer this difficult question. I examined the Stellaron inside your body. It's not a seed of ruin in the usual sense. It was a seed bestowed on you by Shipe, yet branded with the imprint of the Trailblaze. Shipe constantly tries to assimilate all things into one, while Akivili constantly creates new variations. These two forces repel each other, but in your body they have achieved a dangerous equilibrium. And your body, it seems to have been created for just this purpose, and it conceals a secret inside it. The Stellaron hunters likely understand this better than I do. You may still ask me 3 more questions.
Mr. Asat Pramad, have you ever been in love?
What did you just say?
Sorry, but I'm really curious. Have you ever fallen in love?
You have this rare opportunity to speak to a former navigator, and you're interested in his personal life? You really are something else. So intriguing. I almost want to throw in the towel and bow out.
So, I should roll?
Wait, not yet. Don't roll. If you roll a critical success, I honestly have no idea how I'm supposed to weave a sharp jab at cosmic destiny into something about personal emotions. So be it. This one's on me. I'll answer you plainly. I've loved. Of course, I've loved before. But in the end, every planet tied to my past lovers, I destroyed them all. Not because we broke up. I genuinely cared for them. I just like what I do now even more. Oh. Feels good to get that off my shoulders. They have no complaints either. Whew. All right. This won't happen again. Maybe you still have a lot of questions like this. Maybe you'll just ask them directly. But let me make it clear. I don't want to see such questions again. You may still ask me 3 more questions.
You said you used to be the navigator. So, is the Eon of Trailblaze still alive?
Hey! That's a critical success! Looks like I have to tell you the secret myself. And Akivili must reveal. Akivili is dead. But perhaps they are still alive in a way even they never expected. The fall of an Eon is simply a change to the form in which they currently exist. No one knows if this is something they planned. According to Nameless who have met Akivili, they frequently mention the origin and end, the tree of existence, and what lies beyond the paths. After all, bound within finite space and time, there is only one place the Eon of the Trailblaze longs to reach, beyond the universe. And so, I witnessed the fall of an Eon. That power that unveiled the stars and traversed space. In the end, it left nothing but an inconsequential point of light at the edge of existence. Only 2 questions left.
Can you tell me the real truth about the Phantasmoon games?
I bet you figured it out long ago, didn't you? Across countless generations, the supplicant's wish power has gathered here, coursing through the abundant Elwood into the veins of the path. It soothes the ever-starving husk and keeps it from rising again. So, people are not acting for Aha's entertainment. They're doing their best to come out of the next Amber Era unscathed. But after thousands of years, this was no longer a game, but a rotten play. On stage, the actors battled. Down below, the audience was numb. The director... well... the director lost interest in their own production, remaining as an empty shell of a body. And then the pitiable process starts all over again. There you have it. The truth of the Phantasmoon games. Final question. Think carefully. What do you want to ask?
There's something I've thought about from the start. Tell me, is Himiko still alive? Do you really have no feelings for your daughter?
Hearing that question is a relief. Pay no mind to the role. I'll be honest with you. Of course Himiko is still alive. At least on the stage I'm meticulously prepared for her. She will play an important role, and is now awaiting her curtain call. Life is like this. One chance journey after another. One whim after another. Playing someone's father. Becoming someone's friend. And at times, someone's lover.